This is Diane Mourglia-Swerdlow, Expansions.com, welcoming you to an edition of our podcast. I hope all of you are enjoying my cooking podcasts, which have to do with the food that you put not only in your body but in your mind. So you may think that you're not interested, but what you will learn in those cooking podcasts might amaze you. Because I hope, again, all of you are watching and reading about the releasing work, my December's daily discard that I'm doing in the Violet membership section. Because those of you who are following along are having amazing results, and I am as well. Now, I have a tendency, as I talk about in my cooking podcast and I talk about it on the site, is that my days are never dull, they're never empty. I wake up every morning to a busy day. And I have to be able to know how to utilize my energy, how to organize my energy, how to have a lot of energy so that I can get done what I need to get done. I am a wife, I am a mother, I take care of my home, I do my cooking, I run my children all over the place, and of course I'm on Expansions.com. It seems like sometimes 24/7, sharing with you what I'm learning and what I know. So December's daily discard has really been very good for me because when I rush through my house, a lot of times I'm putting stuff here and putting stuff there and I'm thinking I'll get to it later, I'll get to it later. Well, the next thing you know, I've got a pile of laters and those become my excuses, and I've been talking to you about that as well. No more excuses. We need action. We need to do, and that's what I'm doing. So it's forcing me. In fact, today I've been busy doing my podcast. I have to run and get a child. I'm taken to the orthodontist. I have appointments this afternoon, and I have a concert tonight. And in between there, I've still got to figure out what I'm going to discard today. Or better yet, I know what I need to discard. I need to actually do the discard. So that's on my list, and as soon as it's done, as soon as I can, I will be posting that as well. So in your own life, you can have a billion excuses about why you can't. And I wrote about that too. Stop living your excuses and start living your dreams. That's what we're teaching you to do at Expansions.com. If you know our story, and you should by now, you should know that Stewart's great uncle was the first president of the Soviet Union. So you should know that by now. You should know that because of that, he was incarcerated. Because of that, he had declared bankruptcy. He lost his home, he lost his family, he lost a lot of things in his life because of the things that had happened to him. And the idea was to impoverish him. The idea was to make him a victim forever. The idea was that he was to be isolated and not have relationships, that everything he knew, he was not to use. And similar things happened to me as well. You should know by now about my Waldensian background. You should know by now about all the things that happened to me, about being married to an abusive man physically, emotionally, mentally for 23 years before I found Stewart, about the abuse that I went through as a child, about my programming and things that have happened to me. So we have a ton of excuses why we can't have anything, why we can't have a relationship, why we can't have any physical wealth or health. We have a ton of excuses, but we have stopped living our excuses and we are living our dream. That doesn't mean that dream is happy and lovely and fluffy and all fun every single day. It means that we are willing to get through what it is that our oppressors would have us hold us back. So if you think you have excuses, we have a ton of excuses, but we don't let those hold us back. We are moving forward and we are doing the best that we can. We are not perfect. We are works in progress, just like you. The difference is that together, thank God we found each other. That was destined to be because he is my other half. And together, he provides one part of the story, I provide another part of the story, and together we have a whole picture that we can present to you and we can share. Now, those of you who are members, we have at this point thousands of you, but sometimes you wouldn't know that by looking at our site because you're not posting, and I'm trying my best to teach you to do like we have done. You know what? People have made fun of Stewart and I. People have called us all kinds of names, and they still are, and they probably always will. Get used to it. That's life. You know, this is a reality at this point of duality, positive and negative. So no matter what you're going to do, there's going to be somebody out there that's not going to like it. And if that's the case, it's time to move on. Like we have. We have released what we no longer need. We are releasing stagnant energy. We are releasing old, unnecessary mind patterns. And we are reinstalling under the direction of Oversoul and God Mind, new things, new people, new places, and we are going places mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, because we are willing to let go of the past. If people no longer match you, it's time for them to be gone. If things don't match you, let them go. Don't hold on. In fact, you might have noticed when we did the podcast about the Finnish fellow, that person who did some work on Stewart, and he said, you know what, you're very powerful, which allows you to move forward and do what you need to do, but that power also enables you to hold on to the past harder than other people as well. So think about your own power and how hard are you trying to hold on to that past, and do you need it? Yes, we do need bits and pieces. Yes, you do have your basics that you're going to move forward with, but it's like everything else. It's going to build upon those basics. It will be newer, bigger, better, best, always. There's no need for you to be alone. There is no need for you to fall into your isolation programming. Somebody wrote in and they said, well, I like being by myself. Yeah, I do too. I'm good company. I will admit that. I enjoy what I do and when I do. But I am so enriched when you tune in, when you write to me, when you tell me what's going on in your life. That enriches me and it encourages me to continue the sharing. And you have things to say to every other reader out there. You know, it's time for you to break out of your metaphysical closet. We really don't have the time to sit and think about it anymore. Let's stop being a society of thinkers and hiders and people who are oppressed, victims and slaves, but let's stand up in our power. And let's say, this is who and what I am. I accept that. I accept all parts of me, positive, negative, whatever's going on in there, it all comes from the same source, God, mind. It is time to no longer be alone. It is time to be all one. We write about that in the True Reality of Sexuality book, which I hope you've read. It's an excellent one about creation. And it explains to you really what sexuality is about, which is about creation. Bringing things from the non-physical into the physical. You need to know who and what you are, and you need to know why you're here. Stewart and I are finding that out, and we are telling you why we're here and what we're doing. And we also can look at you and help you if you have stumbling blocks. That's one thing I tell everybody. If you have a block, don't use it as a block. Use it as a stepping stone. That is what we do. And if you really, really want to get immersed, in January we have a week-long program that is absolutely amazing. This will be the third time we've put it on. It is a week-long immersion from one weekend to the next, 12 hours a day. Stewart and I are showing you and teaching you about what you're already doing. Because a lot of people say, well, I can't do this and I can't do that. Yeah, you know you can and you're doing, but you don't know how to label and you're not doing it in awareness. So between Stewart and I, we can help you see what it is that you are already doing. We help you build upon that and become better. We teach you what we know so that you can use that to find out what you know. This is not about you being another Stewart or another Janet. This is about you being you. You finding your best. Who and what are you? Why did you come here? Stewart and I are finding that out, and we are sharing our tools and our techniques with you so you will know. And if you're having issues, we have personal consultations, we have email consultations, we have all kinds of scans, we have books, we have DVDs. We have a plethora of information for every single level. Free Royal Blue membership, $7 a month Violet membership. We are asking that you support us in the same way we are supporting you. If you can't do anything financially, at least get the e-newsletter and read what we're giving you. Learn, learn, learn. That is what Stewart and I do 24/7. We never stop. And that is the truth of it. And we never stop giving you information. We never stop giving you the basics. We never stop building upon it. You come to expansions.com, you're not only going to find the problem, you're going to find the solution. And we're inviting you to be a part of that solution, because we want you to be the best that you can be, so this whole world that we're living in can be the best that it can be. And together, not alone, together as all one, we discover the totality of the God mind, not only within, but without. We can make this, quote unquote, a heaven on earth, a paradise on earth. It begins with you. So quit living your excuses. Start living your dreams. Visit expansions.com. Find the information that you need. It's there. If you need direction, contact Patricia. Get a consultation. There's a billion things that you can do. I want to know why you can, not why you can't. So expansions.com, Diane Mourglia-Swerdlow. I look forward to visiting with you on the forums, via email and consultations, at my seminars. There is so much going on out there. Again, no excuses not to be the best that you can be. So thank you again. I'm having fun learning. Some days it's a struggle, just like you, but you know what? I am so enriched and I'm so much better off than I was before I met Stewart and before I had the challenges and during that time period as well. All of that builds up to who and what I am today, just like you. See you soon.